Alfred Asenas recaps the recent events throughout the Pacific as well as highlights special messages in observance of the American Labor Day holiday. Take a look.
Labor Day celebrates our hardworking men and women who have contributed their talents, their skills, and sweat into building Guam as we see it today.
Having recently recovered from the coronavirus, Guam's Governor Lulian Guerrero and her Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio delivered their annual Labor Day message to their constituents, which highlights a special group of workers that continue to make a difference in the fight against COVID-19 in their part of the world. Let's take a look.
Our working people have gotten us through every major disaster we have experienced, and COVID-19 is no different.
When we needed them the most, all workers have gone above and beyond their normal call of duty to keep Guam going. Throughout the island, people have had to adapt to this new working environment, all while maintaining the highest standards of health and safety. They shared their ideas on how to improve services to preserve our quality of life and make our response just a bit easier to bear. Their contribution has been paramount.
In the darkest of days during this pandemic, our essential workers worked tirelessly to keep the light on, providing us what we needed to keep going. This Labor Day, let us remember and thank all the dedicated men and women who have been on the front lines fighting this virus.
Now, they need our help, and we call on each of you to be our frontliners in this fight against COVID-19. Do what we know works. Stay at home when possible, wear your mask and social distance, and practice good hygiene.
Only then can we stop the spread, save lives, and start on the road to economic recovery.
Meanwhile, in the South Pacific, Governor Lola Molina of American Samoa delivered a proclamation in recognition of all workers throughout the territory. This would be considered more low-key compared to last year and in previous years, when traditionally a celebration is held right before the long weekend to duly recognize all workers in the said territory. In fact, Eagle News did a feature on this last year, highlighting a group of overseas Filipinos that serve as teachers under the territory's Department of Education. And finally, in Hawaii, as the state continues to grapple with the surge of COVID-19 cases, and just before the long weekend, Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell reminded his fellow citizens of another civic duty that they should not forget, especially for this month of September.
Hey Honolulu, the 2020 census comes to an end at the end of this month, the end of September. This only happens every 10 years. And right now, Hawaii sits at the 87% response mark. We need to hit 100%. It's really, really important, because if we don't hit 100%, we got to wait another 10 years before the next census. The more we answer, the more complete we get to the 100% level, the more funds we get for our hospitals, for our schools, for dealing with our homeless issues, for repaving our roads and everything else in between. The federal government gives us funds based on how we answer this census. And so we need all of you, everybody, to answer the census and get to 100%. You have 1 month left. If you could all do it, it'd be great for the future of Oahu and for the state of Hawaii. Aloha.
Reporting from Honolulu, Hawaii, I'm Alfred Asenas, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.